our classes. And we will start with our full blood division, full blood bulls. So we will begin with class 603. This is class 603, late spring full blood bull calves. We have a single entry, Judge. Single entry.
Well, good afternoon, and as we start the Aberdeen show here today, first class, single entry, like they said, there'll be several of those throughout the day, but a calf here that does have some quality out here, and the young lady's done a nice job in terms of her presentation, but the bull himself is one that has some balance and design. You like his the way his neck comes out of his shoulder. He's a long-sided bull that's nice in the set to his hind leg. Again, a bull calf that could stand some more competition out here, but a nice way to start the show.
Again, single entry in our class 603 of our full-blood bull calves. This is entry 4077. This is ILC Keystone 205K, an April 19th son of Black Rock, exhibited by Idaho Livestock, Hayden, Idaho. Entering the ring now is class 605. Class 605, these are full-blood bull calves, junior bull calves. We have a class of 4 in this class, Judge. Following the selection of this class, we will be selecting our champion and reserve champion full-blood bull calf.
Well, in the second class here, I think a bull that surfaces, and he does so in terms of his structure and balance and design. Really like the way the neck gets up out of this, out of the shoulder of this bull. He's a bull that's got some strength to his top line. He's probably the most correct bull out here in terms of his length of hip, the squareness to his hip, and the set to his hind leg. You watch this bull travel, he probably picks them up and puts them down as correctly as he goes off those hind two. The bull in second is one that I do appreciate him for more width to his chest. He's a bull that's a little wider when you get right behind him and analyze him in through his stifle. Perhaps he wants to duck his pins and maybe not as correct off that hind leg, but again, a nice performance-driven bull that's got some dimension to him. Probably the highest performing bull comes here next. Again, if we could change this bull in terms of his spine, the way he handles his hip, and definitely the way he goes off that hind leg, again, I'd like to see that right testicle just a little more correctly shaped underneath there, but certainly that's a performance-driven bull that has some weight and has some pounds. A moderate framed one that comes here next, you like him for his rib, his body, and his structure. With that, he's a bull that's a little easier in terms of top line, wants to get that tail head up out of him ever so slightly. But again, nice set of bulls. Congratulations to those exhibitors.
Thank you, Judge. Placing first in class 605 is entry 4061, UF Gooseman 04K, a February 7th son of MCR Opinionated, exhibited by the University of Findlay, Ohio. Second in that class is entry 4105, TCS Patent Man 3K, a January 20th son of TCS JH Ladies Man 20D, exhibited by Tummins Cattle Company, Gallatin, Missouri. Third in that class is entry 4022, HIC Kerosene 1K, exhibited by Hickamore Hill, Goochland, Virginia. And fourth, entry 4017, TL Rushmore, exhibited by Topline Aberdeen Cattle Company, Monroe, Washington. We're now ready to select our champion and reserve junior bull calf full blood champion. Again, winning Class 1 was entry 4077, exhibited by Idaho Livestock, Hayden, Idaho, and your class winner in the last class, entry 4061, exhibited by the University of Findlay, Ohio.
As the two class winners come out here, both of the bulls are presented in a nice quality manner. Both of them are very striking and very correct in their design. I just see this bull that comes out of the second class, he's a notch more better in terms of his loin and the way he handles his top line, especially on the move. I do like the way he handles his hind leg when asked to go in motion. Both of the bulls are proud and have some attractiveness to them. I just see a little more structural correctness and a little more levelness and the correctness of spine in the bull that comes out of the second class. He'll be your division champion.
Selected as your junior bull calf full blood champion is entry 4061. This is UF Gooseman 04K, exhibited by the University of Findlay, Ohio. Second in that class is entry 4105. This is shown by Tummins Cattle Company, Gallatin, Missouri.
Well, for the reserve division out here, I think when you get in front or behind these bulls, there's just more width and more muscle and more true dimension in the calf. That is second in class, he's going to be a reserve division champion today.
And your reserve junior full-blood bull calf champion is entry 4105. That's TCS Patent Man 3K, exhibited by Tummins Cattle Company, Gallatin, Missouri. Congratulations. We'll move into our senior division, senior calf summer champion. This is class 606, single entry. This is entry 4089, KJS Jacks, a November 3rd son of EZ Fletcher 8048F, exhibited by Solver Farm, Alvin, Texas.
Again, a single entry bull that's got some dimension to him when you analyze him in terms of his top and the way he's strong behind them shoulders. But a bull, perhaps, when we ask him to go in terms of his mobility, a bull that labors quite a bit out of his hip and the way he handles his hock and down to his pasterns. Certainly like to see him a nickel sounder if we could, but certainly a bull that's moderate in terms of his kind, and we do like that strength atop.
Thank you, Judge. Again, our class winner is entry 4089. This is KJS Jacks, exhibited by Solver Farm, Alvin, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, again, I have not had the opportunity to introduce our judge today. Your judge today is Mr. Kyle Perez from Nera Visa, New Mexico. Kyle is a Kansas State University graduate where he was a member of a national champion livestock judging team there at Kansas State. He and his family own and operate Perez, Hereford, and Angus. They're seed stock producers supplying seed stock throughout their annual bull sales. They have 2 annual bull sales, one in February right there at the ranch, and the other in October in Columbus, Texas. His wife, Tanya, and him have twin children. Libby and Peyton are both 9. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together and welcome Mr. Kyle Perez to Denver, to the National Western, and evaluating your Aberdeen cattle.
Well, again, in this class, big variation in terms of performance and size, but with that, both of these individuals are very high quality in terms of their design, in terms of their build, and in terms of their structure. I do see more masculinity in the black bull in terms of the shape of his head, his crest, his testicle size, and I'll be the first to admit I'm not extremely familiar with, the performance level and stuff that an Aberdeen, is supposed to possess. They told me at the start of the show that in the purebreds that, the performance side of it wasn't necessary, something to just place them on. But I think when you got both of these bulls out here and they're both sound in terms of structure, and they're both sound in terms of their design and the build and their overall balance. This in terms of testicle size, in terms of muscle, in terms of masculinity, I do feel that you got to start with the black bull in terms of his herd bull shape. Not to take anything away from the red bull in terms of his moderation, in terms of his structure and his balance and design. You certainly appreciate a lot of things about that calf. Just a little smaller in terms of the testicle size and overall masculinity, but certainly two high-quality individuals here to be 1 and 2.
Thank you, Judge. Placing first in Class 607 is entry 4058. This is UF Hat Trick. He is a September 3rd son of UF Mustang Sally, of FCC SFR Legacy 2E, exhibited by the University of Findlay, Ohio. Second place is entry 4104. This is TCS Red Obsession 26J, a September 10th son of Red Rewind, exhibited by Tummins Cattle Company, Gallatin, Missouri. We're now ready to select our senior full-blood bull calf champions. We have our class winners and second in the ring, and this will be our senior full-blood bull calf champion and reserve.
Well, as the class winners come out here, I think it's obvious, this in terms of bone size and in terms of structure integrity and structure soundness, the two individuals that are going to come out of the second class, we grand and reserve in this division, just in terms of their flexibility, in terms of their mass, in terms of their substance. We have to keep those two together. Congratulations.
Selected as your senior bull calf full-blood champion goes to entry 4058. This is UF Hat Trick 21J, exhibited by University of Findlay, Ohio. And your reserve senior full-blood bull calf champion is entry 4104. This is TCS Red Obsession 26J, exhibited by Tummins Cattle Company, Gallatin, Missouri. Congratulations. Start a little trend here. Entering the ring now is Class 608. This is 608 Summer Yearling Full-Blood Bulls. We just have these two entries in this division, so these will serve as our champion and reserve champion from this division.
I'm going to leave the bulls as they came in the ring. The bull up here to the front will be first, and the bull here will be second. Again, it comes down to structure and mobility, and I think there's a distinct advantage in the bull that wins the class. You can see as he gets out and goes, there's just more flex out of his shoulder. He's more correct in terms of that top line, and a lot more correct the way he drives and plants off that hind leg. Again, a bull that's very unique in terms of his design, his muscularity. You like the maturity level that he's at and the way he's got some crest to him. He's definitely got a lot of top and a lot of hip and substance. Again, one that's very correct in terms of his feet and legs. The bull that's here in second has more weight and performance. A bull that's got a lot of rib and body capacity. Again, we just watch this guy go. We'd like to freshen him up in terms of his appearance and definitely see him handle that hip and hind leg more correctly.
Thank you, Judge. Placing first in class 608 and selected as your summer yearling champion full-blood bull is entry 4103. This is TCS MJ23J, a July 4 son of TCS Hard Drive 9D, exhibited by Tummins Cattle Company, Gallatin, Missouri. Second in that class and selected as your reserve champion summer yearling bull goes to entry 4037. That's HFA Stewart, a May 18th son of LFL Aberdeen, shown by Anna Holthouse, Ocean, Iowa. In the ring now is class 609. This is our spring yearling full-blood bulls. 2 entries.
Again, in this class, I do think it's pretty straightforward here to leave them as they stand, as they come in, just in terms of width of chest, rib and body and capacity, dimension of top shape, squareness of hip, width of pins, width of base. There's just more bull up here. And then you ask this guy to go. He's very good in terms of structure. You like the levelness that he has, the length of body that he offers, just a high-quality individual to win this class. The young lady's bull that's second certainly has some rib and some capacity to him, but when you get from his hook bones back, I just like to see more true width of pin there, more dimension in terms of his stifle, and like to see him step out and go more correctly off them hind two. But certainly a really nice individual to win this particular class.
Thank you, Kyle. Placing first in our class 609 spring yearling full-blood bulls goes to entry 4095. TCS Classic 12J, an April 10th son of JH Mr. Jack 5A, exhibited by Tummins Cattle Company, Gallatin, Missouri. Second in that class is entry 4031. This is GN Jaku, a March 1st son of Jarrah Ranges Jackaroo, exhibited by Gunderosa Ranch, Kingsbury, Texas. Entering the ring now is Class 10. Class 10 is the entry from University of Findlay, Ohio. This is a single entry, Judge. Entry 4049.
A single entry, but a high-quality one in that regard. A bull that has some balance and some design and presence to him. Really nice in terms of his presentation out here. Young lady does an extremely nice job in terms of her showmanship and the way she presents him out here. He's a bull that's got some performance to him. You like him for his depth of heart his Springer rib, his hip, and his stifle, and the set to his hind leg is all nice. Again, a bull you get in front side of him or behind him, he's definitely blessed with enough width and dimension and power. Again, just a really nice individual to win this particular class.
Again, single entry in Class 610. This is our junior yearling full-blood Aberdeen bulls. This is entry 4049 UF Legend 05J. This is a February 9th son of FCC SFR Legacy 2E and exhibited by the University of Findlay, Findlay, Ohio, and Idaho Livestock, Hayden, Idaho. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now ready to select our junior yearling full-blood bull champion and reserve. Exhibitors, we only have one division left. We just have two two-year-old bulls in our show left to show. So if you would, please bring all of our previous division champions back to the makeup ring. We will be selecting our champion and reserve champion full-blood bull shortly. Exhibitors, I've been told to remind you that we will move right into our percentage show upon the selection of our grand and reserve grand full-blood bull. We'll move right into our percentage show.
Well, the two class winners as they come out here both stand a lot of merit because they're high quality in their own right. Again, like the bull that won the first class, appreciate this guy for his added length and extension, his strength, the top line, his length of side. Again, he's a bull that is very sound in terms of his flexibility on both ends of his skeleton. You like that about him. A bull that drives and plants nice off that hind leg. The bull that comes out of the second class gives you a nice balance and a nice design from the side. He's very rugged and robust in terms of his build too. You analyze him in terms of his width of chest, his depth of heart, his rib shape to his center body, his testicle size, his base width. All those factors are spot on. And when you get these two bulls back out here, I think are both great representations, bulls that you can go either way with. But I think this bull here, I just see a little more rib and body and depth of flank in this guy. He'll be your division champion. We'll follow with the bull in the front up there. Again, two high-quality individuals, and please get around and visit with these breeders because both of these bulls have unique pieces and breeding parts.
Selected as your junior yearling champion bull is entry 4049 UF Legend 05J, exhibited by University of Findlay, Findlay, Ohio, and Idaho Livestock, Hayden, Idaho. Your reserve junior yearling bull is entry 4095. That is TCS Classic 12J, exhibited by Tummins Cattle Company, Gallatin, Missouri. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now selecting our two-year-old bulls. These two bulls will serve as your champion and reserve champion, senior full-blood champions. And following this class, we will be selecting our grand and reserve grand full-blood Aberdeen bulls.
Well, in this particular class here, again, going to leave them as they come in and start with the black bull. I think in terms of his freshness and his degree of condition out here today, he's definitely leaner in terms of that design. A bull that particularly is stronger and leveler in terms of his top line. He's square out through from hooks to pins, and I do see him more attractive in terms of the set of that hind leg. Again, a bull that's maybe a little fresher and more youthful and just a little more attractive up through that front end. Certainly, compared to some of the cattle we've seen today, again, maybe not nearly as powerful in terms of that hip and stifle, but certainly a bull that has some presence and design. There's a lot of rib and body and capacity in the red bull. With that, he's carrying plenty of condition here today. I'd like to see him stouter in terms of his hip and stifle. And again, when you talk structure, certainly like to see this bull a little more correct off them hind two if we could. But certainly two bulls that have some quality to them. Again, give these exhibitors a round of applause.
Selected as your class winner and your champion senior yearling bull, full-blood bull, goes to entry 4090. That's KGB Barton's quad father, 5H, a May 20th, 2020 son of Osmerica Zeus, ZO38, exhibited by Sauver Farm, Alvin, Texas. Your second place bull and your reserve champion, senior yearling full-blood bull, goes to entry 4030. That's GN Nobilis, 49H, a March 16th son of Alta Aries BIL 86E, shown by Gunderosa Ranch, Kingsbury, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now ready to select our grand and reserve grand champion, full-blood bulls. Your junior bull calf champion is entry 4061, exhibited by the University of Findlay, Ohio. Your senior full-blood bull calf champion is entry 4058, also exhibited by University of Findlay, Ohio. Your summer yearling full-blood bull is entry 4103, exhibited by Tummins Cattle Company, Gallatin, Missouri. Your junior yearling champion bull is entry 4049, exhibited by the University of Findlay and Idaho Livestock. And your senior yearling champion bull goes to entry 4090, exhibited by Sauver Farm, Alvin, Texas. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together and congratulate all of our division champions. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to reintroduce to you, maybe you weren't here earlier, our judge today is Mr. Kyle Perez from Narvaez, New Mexico. Kyle is him and his family own and operate Perez, Hereford, and Angus. They supply seed stock throughout the United States through their 2 annual bull sales. February, they have a bull sale there right there on the ranch, and in October, they have another bull sale in Columbus, Texas. Kyle was a graduate of Kansas State University, where he received his Bachelor of Science degree there in animal science, and then was also a member of the National Livestock Judging Team there while he was at Kansas State. He, along with his wife Tanya, have two absolutely great kids, both 9-year-old twins, Libby and Peyton. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together. And once again, welcome Kyle Perez from NWSS, New Mexico, for evaluating our Aberdeen cattle.
Well, as the class winners get back out here and evaluate them again, I do think you have quality and you have presence and structure and design and in all these particular class winners that come back out here. Again, the bull calf out of the first division, you really liked him in terms of his balance and his design, his correctness in terms of his lines and his structure. Again, maybe he's a bull. You get in front or behind him, maybe you like to give him a shot more dimension if possible, but I think in terms of presence and balance and design, he can certainly do a lot of nice things for a program. The bull that comes out of the next class was definitely a higher performing individual, and you can adjust that into your program how it needs or how that fits. But I did like that bull in terms of his masculinity, his length, his stoutness, and his overall substance. The bull that comes out of the next class does so this in terms of soundness of structure. Bull that is very typey and very correct in terms of his design. He gives you a nice presence. He's a bull that's not extremely long, but he's very muscular in terms of his build and his design. But probably where his advantage is when he gets out and goes. He's very sound in terms of structure. He's very highly presented and just a nice individual. I do like an awful lot about the bull that's out of the next deal, and I talked about this in terms of his width of chest, his rib, his body, his width, the skeleton, his testicle size, his masculinity about his head and his neck, his dimension down his top line, just really a rugged beef bull in his terms of his design, a bull that apparently is definitely high in terms of his performance, but that's really not necessarily what made him good. What made him good was the way he was designed, the way he's pulled apart in terms of his skeleton and his overall stoutness. And then the bull that comes out of the last division, again, a bull that was fresh in terms of his condition. Young man's done a nice job in terms of presentation. When we analyze this bull from his mid-rib back, just like to see more width and shape and overall expression in that guy. Probably see him a little sounder off them hind two as we compare him to some of the bulls directly ahead of him. But again, I think you have 5 nice bulls out here, a nice representation for your full-blood show. Again, give these exhibitors a big round of applause. It does take a lot of time, whether it's a small show in numbers or a large show in numbers. These exhibitors have still put a lot on the line in terms of their ability and effort to come to the National Western Stock Show and offer these cattle up for your appraisal and go back to the pens and take time with these exhibitors and analyze their genetics and the directions of their programs and how they can most benefit the people ringside here in your own particular programs. But with that, there's some bulls that were even reserve divisions to these that were awfully nice. Again, give these exhibitors a big round of applause for a nice show here today, and I'll pick you a grand champion.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kyle Perez from NWSS, New Mexico. And selected as your grand champion full-blood bull is entry 4049. That is UF Legend 05J. Exhibited by the University of Findlay, Ohio, and Idaho Livestock, Hayden, Idaho. Reserved to that, your champion is entry 4095. That is TCS Classic 12J, exhibited by Tummins Cattle Company, Gallatin, Missouri.
The bull that was second in that class, or reserve in that division, perhaps, when he comes out here, like I said, really like this guy in terms of his muscularity and his length and his strength of top line. Again, he's a bull that steps down on a nice foot with some substance of bone, but really appreciate this guy for his added length and extension when he gets out and goes. He's very sound in terms of his feet and legs. He'll be your reserve champion out here today. Congratulations.
And selected as your reserve grand champion, full-blood bull, goes to entry 4095. 4095 is TCS Classic 12J, exhibited by Tummins Cattle Company, Gallatin, Missouri. Congratulations. Moving into our percentage show, we have a single entry in class, in our bull calf class. This is bull calf, percentage calf, single entry. These are bull calves calved on or after June 1st, 2022.
Really nice individual here that's put together very well in terms of balance and design. Very strong in terms of top line, very square in terms of hip and set to the hind leg. Again, a bull that's certainly got enough rib and body to go with his added length and frame size. A bull that's just very complete in terms of his type and kind. Congratulations.
Again, single entry. This is entry 4099, TCS The Real Deal 18K, an August 5th son of TCS Supreme 9D61F, exhibited by Kayana Marie Farmer, Gallatin, Missouri. In the ring now is bull calves calved May 1 to May 31st. Again, judge single entry. Following this class, we will be selecting our percentage junior bull calf champions.
Again, a very striking individual that here in this class, single entry, bull that's really refined up through his front end, and I don't know necessarily if that's a positive, though. I mean, he's very typey and he's very correct in terms of his kind, and you do like that about him. Maybe I'd like to see a little more strength in this individual, and it starts at the ground. He's a little smaller footed and a little frailer boned. Maybe like to see him a little more flexible down in those rear pasterns if we could. But in terms of presentation and balance, in terms of length of body, is certainly an individual that you like a lot of things about. Just maybe in terms of muscularity, maybe like to see a little more width and overall shape in this guy, but certainly high quality in his own right.
Thank you, Judge. Again, our single entry in this class is entry 4084, DCS Cool Dude 9K, a May 10th son of JCR, first responder 8103F, exhibited by Deep Creek Seed Stock, Mitchell, Nebraska. We're now ready to select our summer percentage bull calf champion.
Again, two individuals here that are polar opposite in terms of the way they're designed, but you know, when they come back out here and you just judge them for what they are in terms of mass and for muscle and dimension and substance and structure integrity, the young ladies bull in front is going to win this division. And it basically this way he drives and plants and handles himself in terms of his hip, his hind leg, and down into his pasterns. He does so much better. In terms and relevation to his frame size, he is more unique in terms of his dimension of muscle down his top and throughout his hip and stifle. Again, I won't argue with you if you're looking for a longer-sided, prettier bull, the one here that's going to be reserved in this particular division here. You know, you like his length, you like his refinement, you like his overall design, but perhaps it's when you get in front of this guy or behind him, like to see him based and gauged just a bit wider. Again, congratulations, two bulls that are high quality.
Selected as your summer percentage bull calf champion is entry 4099. This is TCS The Real Deal 18K, exhibited by Kayana Marie Farmer, Gallatin, Missouri. And your reserve summer bull calf champion is entry 4084, DCS Cool Dude 9K, exhibited by Deep Creek Seed Stock, Mitchell, Nebraska. Congratulations. In the ring now is class percentage bull calves. These are calved between April 1st and April 30th. Judge, we have a single entry.
Again, a moderate framed, nice pattern bull that's here in this particular class. Bull that gives you a nice balance and design from the side, liking for his youthfulness up through his front end. He's very capacious in terms of rib shape and design, and he's certainly good enough in terms of his overall thickness. Again, perhaps as he gets around here, especially off that left hind leg, like to see him flex and drive a little more correctly down into those rear pasterns if we could. But in terms of rib and body and substance, you certainly like this guy an awful lot.
Again, single entry in this class. This is entry 4005. MBB the Bull God, an April 30th son of Vitulius branded red, shown by Bishop Farms, Rudy, Arkansas. Our next class. These are bull calves calved between March 1st and March 31st. Again, single entry, Judge, single entry.
Again, a bull that comes out here in this particular class that has some presence and some design to him. You like the way his head and neck is designed and shaped. He's a bull that's tall at the top of that shoulder. He's really strong in terms of top line. He's expressive enough in terms of his shape. Again, just a nice individual to win this particular class. Again, maybe like to see him a little sounder off them hind two, but certainly in terms of balance and design and stoutness, one that you have to like.
Thank you, Judge. Placing first again in this class, entry 4034. This is Steelbrook Keystone, a March 14th son of Farwin's Machine, shown by Hannah Hoffman, Whitewater, Wisconsin. In the ring now, this is our bull calves, calved January 1st to February 28th. We have 2 entries in this class. Following this class, we will be selecting our junior and reserve junior bull calf champion.
I'm going to start the class with the black bull, and he surfaces and does so in terms of his structure. A bull that probably has as much flex and reach and correctness of structure and drive off that hind leg as we've seen so far today. I do like this bull in terms of his length. I do like him in terms of his presence, the way he gets his neck up out of his shoulder. He's a bull that's very correct in terms of his top line. You like him for his length of hip, and then you get up on top of this guy. He's definitely got enough true muscle shape down his top. He's got enough dimension out through his hip. He's good in terms of his testicle size and shape. Just an awfully good individual in this particular class. Really nice pattern individual that comes here in second. Maybe not quite the performance, but certainly a bull that's very correct in terms of his type and kind in the bald-faced bull here. Again, he's a bull that's got some presence and some balance to him from the profile. He's a bull that gets out and goes fairly well. He's a bull that you'll appreciate him for his strength of top line. Perhaps not quite as much center body or depth back into that rear flank, but certainly a good individual that maybe this doesn't have quite the length or extension as the bull that wins that particular class.
selected as your class champion in our January-February bull calf champion was entry 4016. That's FD Cornerstone, a January 2nd son of T.L. Julius, exhibited by 4D Land and Cattle Company, Athol, Idaho. Second in that class was entry 4027, FCC CSF Home Run, a February 13th son of C.M. Ducati, shown by Fanning Cattle Company, Harrodsburg, Kentucky. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now ready to select our junior and reserve junior bull calf champion.
Well, as we bring him back out here, the bull that won the first class, certainly appreciate him for his type and his kind. He's very capacious in terms of his rib shape and overall capacity, and you like those things about him. The bull in the second class, again, one that's very straight in terms of lines. Again, if we could give this bull, you get him back out here, a little more rib and body and volume, make him a little more correct off them hind legs to be competitive with those bulls on either side of him. Then the bull that came out of the third class, in terms of his length, in terms of his structure, in terms of his length stride, a bull that certainly you have to appreciate a lot of things about. Again, I appreciate him for the way his top line is designed. He's very muscular in terms of his build. I like him in terms of his testicle size, and again, his soundness of structures kind of set him apart here today. He'll be your division champion. Congratulations.
Selected as your junior bull calf champion is entry 4016, FD Cornerstone, exhibited by 4D Land and Cattle Company, Athol, Idaho. Congratulations. And selected as your reserve junior bull calf champion is entry 4005. That's MBB, the Bull God, exhibited by Bishop Farms, Rudy, Arkansas. Congratulations. Entering the ring now is our class 508. This is summer yearling bulls. Judge, we have 2 entries. These will also be our divisional champions.
In this class, the 2 individuals, this in terms of stoutness, in terms of structure and flexibility, The gray bull certainly has that advantage, and bull that's very striking from the side and highly presented. You like him for his muscularity, his strength atop, his squareness of hip, his set to his hind leg is all really good. Maybe you get off to the side of this bull, he's not extremely deep back into that rear flank, but certainly he's a bull that's got a lot of outward curvature to his rib. He's really bold in that aspect. A bull that's got a lot of width in terms of his chest. He's got a lot of base width when you get right behind him. A high quality individual to win that particular class. The bull that comes in second maybe has more center body, but with that bull, we like to strengthen him up in the way he handles himself off that hind leg. I'd like to maybe clean him up in terms of that sheath and just give him a little less sharpness to the point of that hock, but certainly in terms of rib and body and length and performance, a nice individual there.
Thank you, Judge. Placing first and selected as your summer yearling champion percentage Aberdeen bull is entry 4025, FCC Ghost Rider, a May 2nd son of SFR CSF Signal, exhibited by Amelia Ann Bender, Lexington, Ohio. Second in that class and selected as your reserve champion summer yearling percentage bull goes to entry 4045, THL Kiowa 43J, a May 17th son of JH Mr. Jack 5A, exhibited by Francisco Lewis, Parker, Colorado. This will be our single entry and only entry for our senior division, or junior division, excuse me. So this bull will serve as our junior yearling champion bull. Ladies and gentlemen, exhibitors, we need all of your division and reserve division percentage Aberdeen bulls to the makeup ring, please. We will be selecting our grand and reserve grand champion percentage bulls shortly.
Well, a single entry, but certainly an individual that could stand a whole lot more competition. I think in terms of quality and in design and presence and just overall function, an awfully good bull. You love him for his strength and his proudness that he offers up through that front end. He's a bull that's very bold in terms of that center body and that depth to the heart and rear flank. I really like the length of hip that this bull has. He's very correct in terms of his length of hip, his squareness, the set to his hind leg. But then again, a bull that's just very capacious in terms of his rib and his body and his volume. You get behind him, he certainly has enough width and dimension. Just again, a high quality individual to be a single entry and win this particular class.
Selected as your junior yearling champion bull goes to entry 4083. This is DCS Justified 216J, an April 23rd son of Duff Dividend 17112, exhibited by Idaho Livestock, Hayden, Idaho. Ladies and gentlemen, we're now ready to select our grand and reserve grand champion percentage Aberdeen bull. Let's bring all of our divisional winners into the ring for the selection of our champion drive. Your summer bull calf champion is entry 4099, exhibited by Kiana Marie Farmer, Gallatin, Missouri. Your champion junior bull calf champion is entry 4016. This bull is exhibited by 4D Land and Livestock, Athol, Idaho. Your summer yearling champion bull is entry 4025, exhibited by Amelia Ann Bender, Lexington, Ohio. And your junior yearling champion bull, entry 4083, exhibited by Idaho Livestock, Hayden, Idaho. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together and congratulate all of our division and reserve division champion bulls in our percentage Aberdeen show.
Again, as we get our 4 division champions out here in the percentage show, there was quality all through these division winners. Again, the calf that won the first division there, one that's very complete in terms of his type and kind, bull that's very muscular and very dimensional in terms of his shape relative to his size, bull that all his parts and pieces are pretty well put together there. A bull, maybe when you analyze him in terms of his spine, maybe like to see him just a little looser there if possible. But when you get behind this guy, he's certainly powerful in terms of his hip, and he's got a really nice set to that hind leg. A bull that I think an awful lot of is the one out of the second class, and I like this guy for a lot of things. I think he's a proud individual. I think he's a very sound, structured individual. He maybe has as much length of stride as any bull out here. I appreciate him for his length of spine and his looseness of his top line. He's a very dimensional bull. He's got some muscle to him. He's wide through that hip and through that pins. Again, he's a bull that's very deep in terms of his rib cage and softness to his center body. Again, he gives you a nice balance and profile from the side, one that I think is very nice, and I think he's a contender. The bull out of the second or the third division out here, a bull that's very muscular in terms of his kind, a bull that's got a lot of width of chest. He's very strong in terms of his top line. He's very dimensional in terms of his hip and stifle. Again, he's a bull that gives you a nice set to that high leg, perhaps. Maybe compared to the bulls on either side of him, maybe, not quite the rib cage or the depth of flank or softness to him, but certainly in terms of muscularity, in terms of his overall presence and power, you certainly like this individual. And then the bull that comes out of the last division here, a bull that's just very capacious and very stout in terms of his own right, a bull that you really like him, and then in terms of his presence. He's very proud and attractive up through that front end. I just love this guy in terms of the depth of heart, the spring to his center body, the depth to his flank. Again, he's very good in terms of his hip and the stifle and the set to that hind leg, and then he's got a nice set of testicles underneath him as well. So I think we've had a nice show. Again, give these exhibitors a round of applause. They've announced the states that these bulls have came from in these programs, and it certainly took a lot of effort to get to the National Western Stock Show and compete for your national champion percentage show here. But I think you got some nice representations out here in your different age groups. Again, please take time to go back through the stalls and visit with these exhibitors, because that's what the stock show is about. It's, one phase of it is about the ribbons and the prestige of winning a national show of any kind here at the stock show. But another thing's the ability to get through the pins and through the stalls and analyze these individuals for what each one of these individuals could do for your particular program. And not every bull is for every program. So again, please take time and support these exhibitors. They put a lot of effort and time to come to the stock show. And again, give them a big round of applause for an excellent set of bulls here today.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Kyle Perez from Narravisa, New Mexico. And selected as your grand champion percentage bull, entry 4083, DCS Justified 216J, exhibited by Idaho Livestock, Hayden, Idaho. Congratulations. And your reserve grand champion percentage bull is entry 4016. That's FD Cornerstone, exhibited by 4D Land and Cattle Company, Athol, Idaho. Congratulations. Ladies and gentlemen, that concludes our bull show for today. Please come be with us tomorrow for our Open Aberdeen Female Show. Thank you.